Hello, everybody. That's right, people. T folks in the building, aka Johnny Quantum. Y'all know the drill. You know how I get down. That's right. Go, gorilla. Ha ha. That's right, people. We handling the business. I'm about to actually go live uh, with Coach D. Now, we got some fight business to talk about, and we got some fight business to talk about. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about that fight business. I'm gonna go ahead and bring him in real quick. I'm just gonna go ahead and share this to a few folks. You know what I'm saying? Kind of get the ball rolling with it. You know what I'm saying? So just bear with me for 1 second. I'm about to make this happen. All right. So I'm about to go to MMA fight camp. See if I can't throw him up in the mix. Oh, here we go. And there we go. Shared that. What's going on, everybody? I got Coach D in the green room. Thank you. I thank him kindly for waiting so patiently. Greatly appreciated. We had some technical difficulties a little bit ago. You know what I'm saying? But we are about to make this happen live and direct. I just shared it. If you go to my personal profile, Travis folks, you will see I am live on Facebook. Share that link, people. It's about to get deep. It's about to get real. It's already live. You know what I'm saying? So we're about to make it happen. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get this conversation started because guess what? I'm not the one doing the interview. I'm being interviewed. So y'all sit back and enjoy the show. Here's your boy, the one, the only, Coach D.
Hey, what's going on, people?
Hey, you know how we make it do.
Hey, now we're doing something a little bit different. So now I get to interview somebody on his interview channel. How about that crap?
Look, we make it happen by any means necessary.
It's time to figure this out. I got questions. All right, so what we gonna do? We gonna go ahead and talk this daggone noise. If y'all can see us, if y'all can hear us, chime in. Let us know that everything is working out correctly because this is a whole new platform for me. I've never used this before. So I want to see it do what it do because I'm down to have some fun with it. So if you good, I'm good. All right, so Travis, you good on your end?
Oh, born ready, baby. Let's make this happen. A lot of people want to know what's going on, and we got the proper info for them. We got the 411, as they say.
All right, so let's go. Okay, fight fans. So here's what's going on. So when I first started following bare knuckle fighting championships, I was a fan, but I wasn't a hardcore fan. So one day, Travis Folks posted something on James Warfield saying, "Hey, James looking for a fight from 155 to 175 or 170. He ready to give everybody that smoke, right?" So I looked at it. I go, "Okay, what's going on?" So I kind of see how it unfolded, and people started chiming in. And one day, somebody tagged in Joe Elmore, and then it became this big old thing between Joe Elmore and Travis. Then eventually James chimed in, said a couple of words, and then it began to ramp up. So it got so good, I was like, okay, let me ask the real questions. So I asked Trav flat out. I go, Trav, does James Warfield got a fight at bare knuckle or what the deal? And then right after I did that, Nate Shook chimed in and go, we are looking for a fight for James Warfield. Well, I guess this is a real story now. So I began to follow it, see where it unfolds, and it kind of blew up to where Joe Elmore was giving me the business. I was over there trying to figure out what's going on. Joe Elmore was talking about blocking me, and daggone James Warfield wasn't on his level. He needed to get a couple of fights. He needed to get a couple of wins. It just went crazy, right? So like I said, we let some days go by, and then like maybe 24 hours ago, not even, I see James Warfield post a post with Dada 5000 talking about he wants James Warfield to fight, maybe fight on his promotion. James Warfield got a reputation for is the man. He's done big things in this sport. I said, wait a minute now. How is somebody as big as Dada 5000 saying James Warfield is a legend in this sport, done fought some of the best, but over there on my neck of the woods, James Warfield ain't nobody, need to win a couple of fights. You know what I'm saying? He ain't the money fight, yada, yada, yada. So let's kill all the bull crap. Let's kill all the noise. Let me ask the man himself. Travis, what's going on your platform?
Oh, man. Oh, now that's the craziness, right? But either way, the way we look at it is we make it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? We're in the business of exposing truths. We're in the business of making things happen. You do it in your way, Coach D. I do it in mine. But the end result is we get the damn job done, and that's all that matters at the end of the day.
So let's keep the ball. So obviously, since you was manager, you saw the same thing I saw with Dada 5000 giving James a whole bunch of praise. So before we get to that point, first of all, what is going on with bare knuckle fighting? The last I heard, they had a fight for him. All of a sudden, I didn't hear nothing. So what's up with that first?
Well, they've reached out a few times actually over a length of time, trying to get James a fight. Now, we've heard scuttlebutt here and there. At the end of the day, nobody really stepped up to the plate. Everybody was scared. Let's just call it what it is. I don't blame them. I say, I take the fight, and then all of a sudden I do research. And once you do your research, you find out, look, man, they call him the unbreakable heavy hitter for a reason. You see what I'm saying? So, he wanted to, make his bare knuckle debut because, of course, he's way better. You can't take him down. You got to deal with them hands. He's called the unbreakable heavy hitter for a reason. Okay, so nobody wants to fight him. So I decided to take it upon myself, because that's my job as his manager, to put him out there and basically call out 3 weight classes. I called out the 175-pound weight division, whole division, 165, whole division, 155, whole division. So I called out literally 3 weight classes. James can fight in those weight classes and make it happen. So let's make it happen. Like 3 weight classes, and you can't find a man to fight. Like, you can't have 3 whole weight classes of scared people. Mind you, I get it.
So that's my question, though. I understand that old saying. Okay, you gotta make your bones. You gotta get in and get some fights under your belts before you can go to the top spots. But everybody I talked to, now granted, once this kicked off, I went in and asked some questions. I even had an interview with Dada 5000, my daggone self, to go, what's going on with bare knuckle? And even he said James was the truth out of his own mouth talking to me, but even before I saw the video. So I get the point that maybe some people are scared, but money is money. If James is the guy that can put butts in the seats, and all the fans have already chimed in to express how they feel about him. So before it was like, okay, what's going on? Then once the fans have spoken, it became real. So what's the problem now?
Well, see, it was awfully funny, and you bring up Joe Elmore. I've nicely renamed him because he jumped in. Look, my job as a manager is to bring the hype. My job is to sell the fight. My job is to build the angst to it, make the air so thick you can cut it with a butter knife. You know what I'm saying? That's my job. So I'm doing my job. He just so happened to take it personally. I get it. Young man doesn't understand the PR side of the fight game. Yeah, I get that, right? So with that being said, he decided to jump up in my DMs talking about whoop, 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 and, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And really, young man? Really? Okay. I can dust the blocks off these cinder blocks if you want. I ain't got no problem with it. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but you don't threaten another grown man with violence. But then again, this is coming from a man who literally said he wanted to give his junk to another man. Like, bro,
Yeah.
like, what are you? Where's the mindset with that?
Yeah.
So, with that being said, and of course, James just chimes in, Juan. Yes, exactly. So, with that being said, and you talked about money fight, Joe Elmore said, well, you know what I'm saying? Look, James, you're not a money fight. You know, I want money fights. And look, he's at a point in his career where he's looking to make some money. Although, I will say this for the record, James has more knockouts than that man has fights.
Mm-hmm.
Forget wins, fights. Come on, people. Come on. I mean, let's just look, apples to apples, oranges to oranges. We're not trying to fit a square peg in a round circle.
Yeah.
That's not it. So come to find out, okay, so now they want to, now all of a sudden, I put the post out there, Isaac Valley flag. Props. Salute you, Isaac Valley flag. You jumped in when nobody else would jump in and said, I will fight that man. I will go out there and put it on the line. Now, mind you, both of these guys got some fights. James has got 40 professional fights. 40. He is not new to the game, which is why, Coach D, it's really easy for you to go and find people who know James, who will tell you, look here, man, you better take him down, because if you don't, you're going to go night-night. It's just that simple. You will go to sleep. You do not want to get hit again. Body, you're hurting. Head, sleeping. So,
and that's the funny, I mean, not the funny part, but that really is the whole thing about this. Everybody was talking about James's record, about how he got taken down, how he got submitted, you know, in an MMA match. But when it transferred over into pure stand-up crickets, nobody was saying, okay, James will get knocked out. They wasn't saying that. They weren't saying, okay, somebody's going to give James the business with him. And that. They still only kept it to grappling. So nobody was saying, okay, I will stand and bang with this guy. Not nobody. So before they would even consider taking a fight, it had to be a money fight. You even, Joe, even I will get, you have to pay me to fight this man. Not a regular pay, not what you typically pay me, not, you know, my standard fee. No, you got to pay me for me to fight James. That says it all about why he doesn't have a fight.
Well. See, here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing. Okay, so he's not the money fight, but you know, got a little message going, and basically that message talking about potentially fighting a champion.
Okay,
really, possibly a champion.
Mm-hmm.
But hold on, but James isn't the money fight, and Joe's the money fight, but Joe's not fighting champions, is it?
Okay, so where this come up? So are you saying, or I'm pointing to you through my camera, are you saying Nate Shook from Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships reached out to you and said a champion wants to fight James? Is that what you just said?
Well, we all know if you know the story, if you know the lineage, you already know who it is. They have history. It was a robbery. And I get it. You know, you're in somebody's hometown and you just get robbed.
Mm-hmm.
Fighters have it happen all the time. This was one of those instances where, like, it was erased from the internet. All video was erased from the internet, literally.
Okay.
All you saw was the first little part of it, but you didn't see the rest of it, because basically it was a whooping. Mm-hmm. 2-1, baby, 2-1. That means winner Warfield. Mm-hmm. But in somebody's backyard, yeah, that just stinks. Stank, but yeah, that's possible. It's a possibility.
Okay.
So it is not on paper. So let's not get it twisted. It is not on paper.
Okay.
But it's a possibility.
Okay, so it's out there in the atmosphere.
Oh, it is in the air. Okay. It is in the ethers.
Okay.
And let me tell you, that would also be a good one. So that puts to rest Tickle Me Elmo and James isn't a money fight, he now gets put to sleep. Just like in the video, he turn the page.
Okay.
Back to the other side of the pillow. Who's the other side of the pillow, baby? You know how we do it over here in Unbreakable Sports Management. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it. So now it's on to the next thing. What you said about Dada, that's major. I was beside myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, whoa, dude, that bypassed me. I didn't even know. I'm like, yo, my man just reached directly out. Like, that's major. That man's busy. That man got things going on. You know what I'm saying? He was down from day one in the backyard, chilling. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that he's done, he's a legend. He's a legend, a living legend. So, and look, he's carrying on a legacy. And at that point, it's like for him to reach out to James directly. So, but then again, and he put the stamp on Mr. Warfield. This man has possibly seen more bare knuckle fights than anybody. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you?
Like I said, I had an interview with Dada. He, like I said, he said, I'm the original. It started with me and Kimbo and all them guys. I'm the one that brought it to the forefront. I'm the one that brought it to the attention of the masses. I'm the one that brought it to the quote unquote business people that want to see, violence done professionally. You know what I'm saying? So he was saying all that in the interview. And like he said, he's saying, if you want to be a star, if you want to be that name, if you want to have opportunity, if you want to be able to rise occasion, you gotta be with Dada 5000. He said it. No, he wasn't trying to downplay nobody. He wasn't trying to go, ain't nobody else on his level, but he was saying, this is what I do. This is what I do. I make stars. I put on fights. I like, well, cool. Now I'm on Facebook. All I see a video of Dada talking to James directly about Dada 5000 once with the iconic fighter that is James Warfield. So now all that low-level talking that everybody was saying, now granted, this is my neck of the woods. Okay, we're talking about Joe Elmore's back, about the landscape of whole social media. We're talking about where I'm from. You see what I'm saying? It was like, okay, who is James Warfield? But when you just hit the Google button and let information come in, you will learn real fast who James is. And now we got Dada 5000. So what's next?
Well, I mean, it's one of those things to where it's like, look, it's awfully funny how, you look back, like you said, you look back even 2 months ago, nobody wanted to fight James Warfield. Nobody. And then the floodgates started to open up. Now all of a sudden we've got interest. Now all of a sudden we've got, something going on. Now people are finally starting to see what I saw well over a year ago when I first met James. And that story is its own mini series unto itself. When I tell you, Coach D, how I met James, literally it lets you know that there is no coincidence in this world. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent, doesn't make a damn bit of difference. Everything that happens is supposed to happen. You might not know why right now. You might figure that out down the road. You might never figure that out. But I'm going to tell you what right now. I met that man for a reason. And we met under some pretty stressful Oh, bro. I mean, we look. We can get into that. We can get into that because that.
Don't make me ask you now.
Oh, bro. Look here, man. Look here, man. That you want to talk about a truth sayer? I spits the truth. Like in the words of Dave Chappelle, I spits the hot fire.
Okay. Well, like I said, well, you know what? Fuck all that. Okay. You know me, I like the heat. So I'm gonna ask the real question. Even though I'm on your platform and I'm supposed to be giving you the lead, I'm gonna take a lead right quick. So me as Coach D, I've been doing this for a while. I ain't gonna say I know all the players of bare knuckle fighting. I will never say that. But I know two big platforms where I see it. We got bare knuckle fighting on one side, and we got BYB on the other side, and we got James Warfield in the middle. Obviously, two promotions won them now. Before, It was nobody saying nothing. Nobody was saying nothing. I found this feed by accident. Travis.
There was no accident.
Yeah. No. I'm saying I was just doing my thing. You popped up, it got heated, and it was on. Now, from you posting to today, we got two major promotions now saying James is the man. Before he was like, who's James Warfield? Now we want James Warfield. It's amazing what a short time would do to somebody. So now my question to you as a manager, what do? When now you got a hot prospect, how do you navigate these waters to get what James Warfield deserves? How do you do that?
Do my job.
Okay.
My job as a manager is to do right by my fighter and his family first and foremost, or her and her family, depending on female fighter, male fighter. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's my job. So at the end of the day, my job is to get out there. My job is to shake trees, shake vines, do whatever I got to do to get interest. We've done that. We put out videos. And I got to tell people, you got skills. You got some video skills. If y'all don't know, you know. You got some skills. So I definitely want to give props to you, Coach D. You handle your business behind the camera, behind the mic. First and foremost, quality work. Enjoy it, brother. Please keep it up.
Oh no, hey, I'm gonna put it out there. I'm coming to see y'all.
Nice.
I'm coming to see y'all. Y'all got something going that I wouldn't be Coach D if I didn't put my stamp on it and let this thing go where it's going. James is the truth now. James is the truth. I ain't even gonna front. Now that I know what I know, and I've seen what I've seen, James is the truth.
Well, see, here's the thing.
Don't need the bullshit.
Here's the thing. My job is to field offers. That's my job.
Yeah.
My job is to make sure that James Warfield and his family are eating after he retires, off of the fruits of his labor while he was laboring. That's my job. Bottom line. It's not about like, well, okay, what's best for the promotion? I don't work for the promotion. I work for James Warfield. So first and foremost, he is my main priority. You know the story, D. And we haven't even scratched the surface of what truly is there. He is the new millennium American story. You see what I'm saying? His story is Chicago coming up in the streets. Like, for those of you who are over the age of 38 years old, you know how bad Chicago used to be. Before it was now, it used to be just as bad. There used to be projects. There used to be Caprini Green. Everybody knows about Caprini Green, especially if you're 38, 40 and up. You know that. Look, James came up in the streets. James was knocking people out, grown men out since he was 8 years old. Let's just keep it real. If you see the man, you see his hands, okay? He's got, if anybody's ever seen the movie Hellboy, this is real. James has got one hand bigger than the other one, just like Hellboy. And I'm going to promise you, you don't want it touching you, not even glancing you. People understand that. People know that. His story of coming up and sticking with it and being true not only to himself, but to the game for as long as he's been doing it. Come on, man. This man has earned his due. He has earned the right to have 2 promotions talking about him. He has earned that right. So for anybody out there who sits there and tries to be like, well, I don't know, listen to Coach D. Follow instructions. Go look him up. Google his name. Google his topology. And just go down the list and say, ooh, damn. Oh, and the fights you do find, you're going to notice they're going to get touched once. And they're going to say, oh, take down. I got to go for the take. I'm not going to do it. Now, you got some things in the works. I don't want to spill the beans, but it's just a simple fact that you're about to hear like some major people sound off about Mr. Warfield. Some people that everybody in combat sports know sound off about James Warfield. And high hands, nobody want him.
But see, Oh, I may cut you off, but that is a very good point. All right, and I want to make this point for the fight game. Okay, since this story started, since I've been talking my share of shit about, okay, James may have those hands. Here's what I have not, and I'm surprised that I have not heard it. No, I guess now I'm not surprised, but I'm amazed. Not even the wolf tickets of just hype. Nobody, but in the beginning, those first two guys that went on your page and go, I will fight James. Since it got heated up, nobody has says, I'll fight him. Just to shut him up. Hell, to shut me up. Hell, to shut you up. Just to put this shit to bed. Right? Nobody has stepped up and go, fuck James, I'll fight him. I don't give a fuck where. I don't give a fuck how much. I will fight him just to get that motherfucker off my news feed. You know what I'm saying? Has not happened. Has not happened. And like you said, guys who are 40 and up, who comes from the heart of what you say, motherfucker, and then you get knocked out. We're from that where we don't let mother effers run their mouth openly without somebody coming to shut it up, right? And nobody has stepped up and go, James, I need to close your mother effing mouth. I don't know who you think you are. You're not going to come on my platform and talk about you going to do something in my backyard and hit their backyard being bare knuckle fighting championships. Now, James has showed me a couple texts of guys, you know, saying they will do something, but then don't do nothing. Because all it takes is, Nate, give me James if you somebody. Or David, give me James if you somebody. Why DM James? Why not DM the matchmaker and go, I want some of James? Know what we got with that? Nothing.
No.
That's what I'm getting.
Look what Joe said. Look what Joe said. They're what?
Keyboard warriors.
Thank you.
Yep.
So, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I'm not a fighter. I'm not. I'm a manager. Okay. I've been around the fight game my whole life. Daddy boxed, or my uncles boxed. They were trained by Customato. So I've been around the fight game my whole life. So when I tell you, when I saw James and I saw what he had going on, I was like, I need to connect myself with that man. That man's special. He's special. Hands down. But see, that's the thing. Those who know it, see it, and now, Coach D, you're gonna love this one. Most people fear what they can't control and don't understand. Mm-hmm. That is a feared man. Feared. Because they don't understand it and they can't control it. So at that point, it's like, damn, what do we do? We can't look. We can't put no young buck in there because that'll end his career. He might retire that night. He might put the racks in the middle of whatever, whether that be the trigon or the square circle. Either one, you got. So he can't just fight anybody. The man's got 40 professional fights. The man is a trained assassin.
Yeah.
So when you got hands like Hellboy, that's what happens, and everybody know it. When you can wreck 3 divisions, think about it. D, I called out 3 whole weight classes, and I've watched some fights, and I was like, James could have fought 3 times tonight. James could have fought 3 times, and it probably would have lasted 12 minutes. 3 fights in 12 minutes.
Yep. And here's the thing that got me tripping, right? You know how guys normally size guys up, right? So he's either real or he's not real. It don't take long. I messed around and did an interview with James. Holy shit. I was okay. James don't know how to stop. It took me a matter of minutes to realize you may have to kill James to stop James, especially when you can't take him down. He got a fire in his eyes and a passion in his heart that once the bell rings, it's all or nothing. And I just saw that just talking to him over a camera. I'm like, wait a minute now. I clearly understand the fear factor you just said, but we're talking about men of men, supposed to be the hardest of the hardest, the toughest of the toughest. You don't need no pads. All you need is knuckles. And still, nobody will go, okay, I want a piece of him. Not at all.
Well, I mean,
Not
again,
at all.
the bare knuckle game is different because the bare knuckle game pretty much look, shit hit a little different.
Yeah.
Hit a little different. So with that being said, if he hit hard with little MMA gloves on, just imagine that bare fist. Okay, yeah. just to give you an idea. So we go to the Arizona tryouts, right? We're at the Arizona tryouts, right? And they're hitting the pressure bag, right? See what the pressure is and whatnot, right? So James didn't even really wind up or nothing. He just kind of threw a punch as if he was just kind of standing, just threw a punch. Now he threw a punch with his right hand. He was like in the high 600s, right? And then he realized, wait a minute, you mean I can actually hit this thing, like really hit it? Shannon Rich. Now, for those of you who know combat sports, you know Shannon Rich is synonymous. The man's had over 100 fights. The man is worldwide. I mean, worldwide in some countries that most people don't know about. He done fought 10 times and probably a champion. Was holding behind the pad, because they put the pad up, and he was holding the bag. James hit that bag with his left hand. Shannon was like, whoa. He hit harder with his left than he do with his right. James is right-handed.
Wow. Did we get the number of that?
That will be disclosed at another time.
All right, so here's why I say that. Because I was at the tryouts they had in Tampa this past tryout, right? Same thing, watching everybody hit the bag. Now, the difference between knowing how to hit and being born to hit is two different things, right? So, smaller dudes have more punching power than bigger dudes. Number one, I've seen a couple of guys that look like, okay, he looked like he should be knock a tree down, low 600s, high five, like 590. I like, this big joker can't punch. See, a small dude, right? Small frame, you can tell he got a little leanness to him. All right, he don't even got enough ass to put behind any real shots.
Wham!
690, almost 700.
Wham!
Right? I'm like, wait a minute now. So nobody got higher than 690 at the whole trial. So I'm like, okay, there's a lot of average guys here. Guys with boxing skills, but no real knockout stopping power. And that's what I saw.
Well,
so imagine gifted, hardcore, just plain old fighter who is now learning how to fight.
You beat me to the punch, bro. Because I was about to say, do you understand who his coach is? Okay, so I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna help you understand. I'm gonna clarify this thing real quick. Basically, his coach is none other than Nate Jones. Nate Jones coaches Floyd Mayweather and the fighters of TMT. So the man won a medal in the Olympics. He knows fighting, been around the best. Floyd, the best of our era. This coach, he's been around the man. They've been friends forever. The man knows talent. Looked at James and said, dude, you a godsend. Like, I've never seen anything like you. Like, you are like a freak of nature. This is a man who's fought big people, heavyweights, light heavyweights. This man's trained the best of the best. And he's talking about, like, dude, you hit like a heavyweight. He hits like a heavyweight, and he can get down to 155. You sure you want that smoke, bro? You just imagine Mike Tyson at 155. You sure you want that smoke? Oh, and by the way, now he's just training straight boxing, no MMA. He ain't got to worry about the takedown. He can keep his hips in. He ain't got to push his hips out. He can generate that power. Oh, and the efficiency of his punching now. Oh, y'all should have fought James before. Y'all should have fought James a year ago, y'all might have had maybe 0.5% more chance than you got now.
Yeah.
Now, you want to talk about like muscle memory then kicked in. Now he's had a chance to retrain his body, retrain his mind. Ain't got to worry about you taking him down because he's used to lighting you up. And the first thing you do, shoot the double, shoot the six, shoot the high crotch. You see, or better yet, I'm just gonna pull guard, bro, because this is
exactly.
So they can't do that anymore.
So let me ask you this. So with this maybe kind of call you got from Nate Shook about a potential maybe fight with a certain somebody that may be a grudge match. Is it a legit grudge match? Like, should I coach dig it?
Yes.
Like I do?
You could look, coach. You could coach D that till the cows come home to infinity and beyond, baby.
Okay.
Because there's so much there. It's like, this individual, see, I'm not trying to drop names. I'm not trying to make somebody else money. See what I'm saying? I'm here to talk about James Warfield. That's my deal. But this individual literally won a fight and said James Warfield's name. Like, I don't get it. Like, he just been on his mind. I don't understand how, like, you can rent space in somebody's mind that long and not do something about it.
Hold on. Let me make sure I heard this correctly. So the guy we're talking about, that we don't got to say no names, won his fight to where it should be all about him and his shine, decided to call out a fighter who wasn't even in the promotion. Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh, he didn't call him out. He mentioned his name.
Oh,
because basically, he felt he was gloating. He felt he was like, well, I'd have had this or I'd have had this if not for this. Well, the truth wasn't told, and basically the full truth is the full truth.
Okay.
So at that point, he felt jaded. But what he doesn't realize is by saying that lets me know that James is in his brain. He's still in his brain 8 years later, and you still remember the man name. Now, I get it. You remember your fights, and especially you remember the ass whoopings. I understand that. Trust me. I didn't took my share of them. I didn't gave my share of them out. I remember the good ones. I remember the bad ones. I was a part of it. So I get why he remembers. But, like, really? So, hey, could you coach D it? Look. You could coach D that. I did. Look, man.
Well, I'm going to put you this way. I'm about to talk my share of shit anyway. Because I try to keep it real as often as I can. It's one thing when I didn't know anything about what was going on. So I was riding with, guys I knew, guys who I seen fight. Joe Elmore, he's in my backyard. He's my boy. I go, Joe got this. I ain't worrying about it. Until it rose to the level of everybody got involved. I said, wait a minute now. This is more than I thought. So now that I've did my research, now that I've talked to guys that I respect, who got names in the sport, who knows all the players, who know how to get down. On top of that, Data 5000, one of the best to ever do it, promoted, freaking stamped James Warfield's name as one of the best. You best believe I'm about to coach D this on a whole nother level, because it done got real in these streets, and it's high time somebody step up. So I'm going to bring the heat so hard that somebody got to go to all this, because their name ain't going to have time to get mentioned if James is on everybody else's lips. Plain and simple.
Well, I mean, look, like I said, it'd be different if it wasn't earned, and people can say, well, you got to do this and do that. Look, like I said, when you got more knockouts than some of these guys got fights, okay. And when you look at the resume of people that this man has fought and where they're fighting now or where they have fought, all major promotions, look, the people who are in the know and the old school heads and the old heads, they know who he is. They know they're not, look, They know they're not going to put one of their fighters in there because it's like, look, man, I understand you good, but not only is he good, he's fast twitch. I'm talking like Mighty Mouse twitch, fast twitch. Oh, but wait, hits like Tyson.
Yeah.
He reminds me a lot of Mike, just more fluent because Mike's more choppy. James is more fluent. It's more of a Matrix type flow. You see what I'm saying? But when it hits you,
and we forgetting the scary part. That's just God-given gifts.
Thank you.
James is fighting demons, which means he need to take it out on somebody. You see what I'm saying? Do you understand how dangerous that is? And that's just James being. Now he has a wife to fight for. He has a baby girl to fight for, on top of the foolishness that he's already dealing with. Do you understand how dangerous of a man that is? So I silence. I get the crickets because as a hardcore man, I know what I'm looking at. You see what I'm saying? I see it too. I'm like, yo, fuck this. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But you can't call yourself a fighter if you're not willing to step up and fight. At the end of the day, I'm a commentator. You know, I'm a broadcaster. I'm a videographer. I tell and follow stories. That's my job. My job ain't to step in the ring and swing on a joke. But if you call yourself a fighter and you say you will fight the best, there is a clip out there with Joe Elmore saying he will fight anybody. But not now. Now all of a sudden, he ain't worth it. Now all of a sudden, the money ain't. Or, you know, I got bigger stars to fight. Blah, yada, 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 yada.
He hid behind, and I get it. Look, a lot of times, especially in boxing, we see this all the time. Fighters want to fight each other, but promotions won't allow it to happen. This promoter don't allow for that promoter and blah, 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 right? Okay. So I get it. I get where he's coming from. In his heart of hearts, I think Joe really would fight him. I really do. I really think Joe would want to fight him. Just as a man to another man. And especially if you're going to offer another man the business, I'm just going to say that because that was just so heinous. I can't repeat what the man said. I can't do it.
I heard it. But what I'm saying is,
bring the ruckus.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to bring that ruckus, he look, his hands is tied. And I get that. But he's got to watch what you say. Because my job is to pick it the fuck apart. My job is to look, see, hear, fear, feel, found, felt. Yes, I'm coming. I'm breaking it all down. That's my job. So when you say you'll do it, not a problem. Let's go. It's so easy a caveman could do it. Yeah, kind of like Tickle Me Elmo. You see what I'm saying? That's why I nicknamed him Tickle Me Elmo. Like, dude, look, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I want the fight to happen. I want it to happen.
That's true. That's true though. But like I said, if Joe's hands were tied, he can just said, hey, right now I got other fights. It's not that time yet. And he gonna left it at that. Right? Simple as that. But when you double down and say what you say, you're pretty much calling that fighter out. Me and you, man to man, right? If we talking and I go, you know, Travis, F you. You know what? You can whatever, right? No matter what happens next, the first chance you get to see, you're going to revisit what I said, right? So why would you put a man like James in that position to go, you know what? Now I got to get this mother effer. If it's just business as usual, you know what I'm saying? If we ain't supposed to fight, my management is saying I can't fight you. The promotion is saying I can't fight you. No need to double down like that. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not shitting on Joe because like I said, he's my boy. He's actually my friend. But when you put a man in a position to now want your ass, you know what I'm saying? And guys like James just don't let that go. He just don't let that go. It's especially when it's live. Especially when it's live.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's you don't do stuff like that. It is what it is. I just find it really, really funny.
Yeah.
How everything is kind of transpired. You know what I mean? And how, go from, like you said, no interest to interest.
Yeah.
Overnight. Let's call it what it is. Overnight, this is the land of media. You blink and shit done changed. This has happened basically overnight. So that lets you know for a fact, he's legit. And more people are saying it. And I'm telling y'all, for y'all listening, watching around the world, there's more coming out about Mr. Warfield and how legit he is. And I keep trying to tell y'all don't want the boogeyman. Look, and I'm not saying this shit personally. I'm not saying it personally.
Me neither.
But my job is to make sure that man, when he retires, got income coming in for his daughter not to have to work. That's my job. You see what I'm saying? And I'm good at
I just want to see him fight. I'm keeping it simple. I'm a fan because his story is writing itself. You know what I'm saying? When I get a chance to get behind my camera and be a part of where this is going, the story is already writing itself. Right now, I want to revel in the chaos that is James Warfield. I want to do is dance live. I want to be right there, ringside, going, God damn it, he killed this guy. That's what I want to see. And I want to see somebody step up and go, you know what? I want that smoke. As a hardcore man, that's all I want. That's really all I want. It is hard to get.
Well, I mean, that's all. Look, at the end of the day, that's all James has ever wanted. James just wants to show his skill. See, there's levels to this, and people will always say that there's levels to this fight game. There's levels to life. But when you get to a certain level to where the physical now meets the mental, then meets the emotional, when those three planes of existence are in harmony, unbreakable heavy hitter. That's exactly what that equals. And that's exactly where he's at. And people are like, but I don't understand you. You'll understand, because once it happens, the floodgates open. You can't deny it. You can't deny it. You can't deny him. It now is what it is. And you've got to deal with it first. Look, up front in your face, you got to deal with it now. And that's a problem. Because once it's put on display, cats are going to be like, I don't want that. But you got to fight though, right? But I don't want that. That's why I salute Isaac Valley Flag. I salute him because when nobody else stepped up, he stepped up to the plate. You know what I'm saying? Well, Tickle Me Elmo hops in my DMs talking about I'll never fight him or anybody a part of your management team because you guys are blah, 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 blah. Really? Who's the money fight now? I mean, really?
And that's real talk. I mean, that, like I said, that is real talk. So let's switch gears to you as a manager. Okay, when can we expect to see James in the cage? You got a ring or circle or backyard or whatever. What can you give us?
Well, I would definitely keep eyes peeled for 2 months. Okay. I would keep eyes peeled for potentially April. I would keep eyes peeled for potentially in May. Okay. I would really keep them eyes peeled. I would watch the posts that come out. I would watch the videos that are coming out about James Warfield, the unbreakable heavy hitter. I would watch those videos because those videos are going to teach you a thing or two, not only about James Warfield, but his impending future. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's one of those things where like everybody was hyped up about LeBron. Well, welcome to the fight game version. Okay. Because basically, it doesn't matter who he fights. where he fights. When he does fight, box office.
Okay.
Straight box office.
So we go pure management, pure you as a manager, and getting the right payday for your fighter. So bare knuckle, what's the advantages fighting at bare knuckle fighting championships, and what's the advantages of fighting at BYB in your opinion as a manager?
Well, I mean, okay, look, okay, so you started out with bare knuckle fighting championships, okay. You know, advantages, newer organization, grow with, you know, I mean, because they are new to the fight game. I mean, been around underground for a little bit, came above ground, you know, have 15, 16 shows now. So they're doing their thing. Still young though. You know what I'm saying? So the growth with them, but it's kind of like an unknown, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't really know which way they're gonna go. Yeah. I'd say that would probably be the biggest upside with that. But now when you start talking about BYB Extreme, you start talking about these guys have already wrote the blueprint. They've already come out with fight series and fight shows and Netflix, and you know, think about it. Dada's a fighter, he's a promoter, and the man's National Geographic. Mm-hmm. He's a fight promoter, people. I mean, so what does that tell you? That tells you that, damn, them relationships run pretty damn deep. And you don't know where that's going to go. Already got one out, about to come out with another one. I mean, so the growth there it boggles the mind because it's already been done. Versus on the other one, it hasn't been done. You see what I'm saying? It hasn't been done yet. Mm-hmm. So do you go again do you go with the one you know or the one you don't know? Do you go with the one that's proven or the one that's not proven? Yeah. One's still proving itself to be what it is. The other one has already proven itself to not only be what it is, but growing. Because from what I understand, the rumblings, there's some stuff going on at BYB right now, Extreme. There's some stuff going on, and they're looking to make some waves and make some announcements. What solidifies that and lets me know that is when you have the owner of the organization, Dada 5000, reach out to him personally. Dada didn't reach out to me. I'm his manager. Their matchmaker didn't reach out to me. The owner of the company directly reached out to him and FaceTimed him. This was not a DM. Mm-hmm. This was not a text message. This was not an email. This was a face-to-face, man-to-man. We're gonna have this talk because I feel it's necessary. That blew. I was just like, oh wow. Like, okay. So that lets me know it's real in the field. It's real in the field right now. People are noticing this man for what he can do. You see what I'm saying? So both organizations do their thing, but at the end of the day, so you ask for the pros. You see what I'm saying? It's like one's trying to get it, the other one's already done it.
Okay. So let me ask you this question. Same thing, manager hat on and matchmaker hat on. Who outside of Joe Elmore, because it kind of became a story. It wasn't the story, it became one, right? Who do you consider is the fights you want, your money fight? If you got the Rolodex of fighters, who you picking? Going, you know what? This the mother effer I want right here.
Wow. And
James, if you chime in there too, hey, who you want, brother? Who do you want?
Yeah.
Because like I said, because I want to coach D. You know what I'm saying? I can be political when I have to. I can keep my mouth shut when I have to. I can toe the line when I have to. But what I really want to do is talk that shit. What I really want to do is go, hey, we got a collision course of killers. It's going to be violence in these streets. That's what I want to do. So who do you want me to coach D if you can make it happen?
Oh my. I mean, there's a few names in the hat, bro. I mean, I can't narrow it down to one. There's a few names in the hat. Okay. There's a few people that, have come over to the bare knuckle world that basically fought James, in MMA, that have come over to bare knuckle. They didn't want them hands in MMA, but they ain't got no choice now.
Okay, so you got a hit list.
Oh, do we?
Oh shit. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Hey, let me rub my hands together. All right.
Look. All right. I didn't call out 3 weight classes for no reason.
Okay. Okay.
The method to the madness. And it's just the fact that there's people scattered amongst weight classes.
Yeah.
That can get the business.
Okay.
I mean, so it's not just one person. So I just don't want to throw, a whole bunch of light on one individual. You see what I'm saying? There's a few. They can all get the business. And I'm going to be honest with you. A minimum of 2 could get the business in the same damn night.
Okay. Oh, Baboo being mentioned. Aaron Murray saying Baboo. Okay. Oh, so it's the Baboo story. I heard it from James. You know what I'm saying? But I want to hear from you. What do you know about the Baboo story since he went there?
I mean, everybody down there in Miami you know what I'm saying, what really happened that night because they was there. Okay, so they witnessed it. All right. Everybody knows who was training James up to that fight. Alex Caceres, UFC veteran.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Leroy, everybody knows who he is.
Yeah.
Jorge Masvidal, Gamebred, everybody knows who he is. Masvidal sitting there like Gamebred's like, yo, why ain't you in the UFC? Like, bro, I'm not trying to, hold up. Like, you keep that over there, man. We train for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Look, when you got people like that, now again, Jorge Masvidal, we all know what he did with Kimbo, legendary, the fights in the back. We already know. He knows what it's like to bare knuckle. And when he's giving props to somebody like that, and this man's in the UFC fighting the elite of the elite, and he's telling you like, yo, you need to be where I'm at right now?
Mm-hmm.
Really? So there's a bunch of people. But when it comes to Baboo, it was a 2-1 fight, 2 rounds to 1.
Okay.
He felt them hands, and he did not want to stand with him. Now, mind you, there were some circumstances leading up to that fight. You know what I'm saying? James came in, facilities weren't available. He was told they were available.
Yeah.
So at that point, came in a little. Don't let it fool you. My man hyped it up, made it all like this. No, I'm sorry. Let's bring that down. Let's bring that down. All right. So, but if it was that bad and he missed weight by that bad, why'd he take the fight?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't. That's my point. So, had the fight. James put them things on him in his backyard.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you can't find no more than maybe 1 minute and 22 seconds of that fight anywhere online. What happened? What happened to the other 2.5 rounds?
Yeah. Now, if I had known that prior to all this other stuff, I'd have been Coach D in that all day. But like I said, it's not should we make it happen? Can we make it happen? You know what I'm saying? That's the thing I want to know. I'm not gonna pick a fight that's so impossible to never happen. Ain't no point even having a story about it. But apparently, Baboo already went in James's DM and tried to give him the behind the scenes. So I've been holding off Coach D in that simply because we had other stories to tell.
Now you brought that up.
I want to go there.
You brought that up, so I gotta go in. Now. So why is it that nobody can be public? Why is it? This is the fight game. Did anybody not learn how to build fights 101? Do I need to write a book on it? I'm telling you, this is ridiculous. Why everybody sliding everybody DMs? Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Look here. Keep it real. Put that shit out there. Everybody got a Facebook. Everybody can get on a live and say peace. We are now in the digital era full-fledged. Mm-hmm. Everything is video. It takes maybe a millisecond to get on your Facebook and put out a video real quick. Say what you got to say. Speak to the masses. Talk to your fans. Talk to people who you want to be your fans. All of that good stuff. You got a lot of people playing the game that don't know how to fuck to play the game.
Yeah.
Their management doesn't know how to fuck to play the game. So at that point, it's like, really? We here at Unbreakable Sports Agency understand how to play the game, as y'all can see.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's coming out with the stuff that we're doing. Nobody's taking it to the level that we're taking it. Nobody.
Yep. And here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part that I'm tripping about, right? I'm tripping about. At this point in the game, you can literally talk yourself into a money fight, right? When you got a backstory like Baboo and James, right now, whole bunch of hardcore fans seen the fight, fans on both sides. You mean to tell me that all these promoters who don't realize that's a money fight, it is just sitting on the shelf for what reason? For what reason? That means somebody don't really want it.
Well,
that's the only conclusion that I can come up with.
Well, D. That goes both ways. Okay, look. As a fighter might not want it. As a promotion might not want it. If I'm a promotion, I've got money tied up in somebody, and I'm trying to make them the next biggest thing since sliced bread, and they get knocked the fuck out. What happened?
Okay, I get it.
There is no return on investment at that point. I get this is the fight game. So I'm looking at it from both sides of the fence, but I'm a manager. So at that point, it's like, look, we can bring the people. Bringing the people's not a problem. It's putting someone in front of James Warfield, the unbreakable heavy hitter. That's the damn problem. We'll bring the people. We'll bring the following. We'll bring the media. We'll bring it all ourselves if we have to. We don't have a problem with that.
That's the other part. Look how this melee with Joe and everybody. Look how much it was trending. It took data to go. These guys making moves over there. I need to get that in my backyard. It took data before somebody else go, you know what? We need to do something. That would make no sense. No sense at all.
But you got to think though. It's now gotten out there. And now people are talking. Now this will let you know how small the fight game is, how small the fight world is. People think that this big world that we live in and the fight game is so vast. It's on every continent. And people fighting. I'm a peep you to some game, people. We all know the same people. We all deal with the same people.
That's true.
From the highest organizations down to the regional itty-bitty organizations, we all talk to the same people.
That's true.
People 100%. Are now talking behind the scenes. People are now like, oh, damn, I need to make that happen. Look, we've turned down MMA fights because James no longer wants to go that route because it's like, look, y'all want to take me down. I want to smash skulls.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. I've already paid my dues with y'all. Y'all want to sit there and lay and pray and do all of that? I get it. You don't want to get knocked out. No problem. I feel that. But at the end of the day, when it comes to bare knuckle and just straight standing up, come get some of that smoke, y'all. Come get it.
Hey, I'm trying to figure out who won it. Hey, I am dying for you to tell me what the deal is. That's why I'm over here now talking about who, because outside the data, you know what I'm saying, and the rumors on the next 6 side of the game, we're still in a holding pattern. You know what I'm saying? We still over there.
Look, somebody is going to step up to the plate.
Okay.
Somebody, like I said, April, May.
Okay.
April, May. Be looking, people. Be watching, because something's gonna have to give. Okay. You've got too much buzz. You've got too much hype. Bringing the money isn't the issue. Bringing the people isn't the issue. You see what I'm saying? I mean, talking about it, like, people just don't understand, man. Like, you just gotta watch him fight. You listen to his story, you're gonna become a fan. You watch him fight, you're gonna become a fan. You see what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
mean, it gets no better than that at the end of the day. It really doesn't. But who wants it? Who really wants to get in there? Who really wants to make it happen? Somebody.
Like I said, I ain't never wanted a man to do his job as hard as I want you to do yours, because I want to see a fight. Because, like I said, there's validation in you doing your craft. Like me as Coach D, I love media. My job to be one of the best videographers out there. So I work on my craft every day. Every opportunity I have to put somebody in front of my camera, I'm going to do it because I want to be the best at it. And I want to see James become the best at his craft. But for that to happen, he needs a dance partner. It's as simple as that, man. Simple as that.
Look here, man. It's Dancing with the Stars, and he already won.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, that's what it tells me at the end of the day. It tells me at the end of the day that it basically took one of the originators himself, Dada 5000, to put his name in the ring and really turn up the heat.
Yeah.
Because
that's good though.
He knows, but he knows talent.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's possibly watched more bare knuckle fights than anybody. Anybody.
Yeah.
They've been doing it for decades down there.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I mean, you interviewed the man. The man talked about it. The man talked about his credentials. I don't have to talk about it. The man's a legend. We all know it. His fight with Kimbo, legendary. Yeah. So I mean, not only does he talk it, but he walks it. So he understands. And when he saw Mr. Warfield, he saw the unbreakable heavy hitter. He said, "Look, I put on fights. That man will put on a show.
Yeah,
I'd love to see that man in the Trigon smashing skulls with his Hellboy fist."
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So
and that's and like I said, we're gonna wrap it up because I said I got a video to do. But that's the real talk about this. Yeah, I'm playing. I'm picking. I'm picking on people. I'm talking my little share of shit, all that kind of good stuff. But one thing I will do is I want the real. You know what I'm saying? I want people who are real to talk real shit. And that's what I got about James. When I reached out and asked fighters and promoters and managers, the real, that who I can get, that who will talk to me, they all said the same thing. And they name dropped it. Who not, oh yeah, he's a great fighter. No, he fought this guy, went to his ass. He fought that guy, went to his ass. He fought that guys I can validate, go, damn, he really. That I can go look and see that is true. That's the point I'm making when it comes to all this. Before it was just a hype story. Then it became real. Then it became facts. And then it became hype. And then it became promotional engagement. Right? We have to stop bullshitting. We can't sit no more and wait for when we want something to happen, because it's getting ready to happen whether we want it or not. And that's where we at. 100%.
It's about time. It's about time. Like I said, somebody's going to step up to the plate. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's going to step up to the plate. And when they do, James is going to do what he does, and that's knock it out the park. No takedowns, baby. In the words of James Warfield, hard work, easy prey.
True. Very true. Like that, hey, Travis, this is your platform. I'll let you close it out, man. But hey, thank you for having me on your platform for me to ask you all the questions.
Actually, seeing that you asked the question, sir, you take us on out.
All right, we do it. All right. Travis gave me the permission. All right, you know what it is. It's Coach D. I do what I do. I talk my share of shit, and I get the real questions answered. So now we know. Travis broke it down. He says, it is now proven that James Warfield is the man. It is now proven not one, but two promotions are not reaching out to make sure they get James to fight for their promotion. Before, it went quiet. Nobody was saying anything about James. Now everybody is saying something about James. What does that tell you about what kind of man James is. And me as Coach D, I am now more excited than ever to tell this story, to see where it goes, and to get to the bottom line of who the baddest mother effer on the planet is. Because silence don't mean you just waiting to fight. Silence may mean you may be scared too, right? Because James ain't silent, neither is Travis. Hell, neither is Joe. Joe talk as much shit as anybody. But it is what it is. This is Coach D doing what I'm doing. To hear from me again. Peace out.
All right, everybody. You know what I'm saying? That was Coach D doing this thing. You heard it. Stay tuned. Coach D, check him out. It's what we do. You know, I take it out.